Hey everybody, welcome to episode 7 of Take 10 with Zen, where we take 10 minutes or less to talk about how we can connect to the spirit world and how we can understand and connect to the powerful being we are more, and where I answer questions from my subscribers. In the next 2 episodes, we're going to be talking about 2 things. We're going to be talking about heartache and then heartbreak. And what's the difference between the two? Well, heartache is more of related to something with us to the outside world, where heartbreak is something that we feel in relation to something that we are going through ourselves. So like heartache, we are looking at when our soul activates with compassion, where we're realizing or perceiving that someone is suffering, they're going through something, right? Either like something medical and you're not a medical professional, or someone going through a breakup and there's nothing that we can do for them, or there's some sort of national disaster like earthquakes or tsunamis, something like that, where they lost all their loved ones, or lost where they have nothing left. Could be situational too, where, something is changing in a country, like they're going to war, or there's genocide, or even in where there's laws that are being passed or ratified. All these things where normally when our soul gets activated, it has this energy, this love energy that flows, and we're able to do something. Like maybe we can help someone move, or give them money, or sit with them and listen to them, vent, or drive them somewhere to help them, or buy something for them, or offer them solicited or unsolicited advice, whatever it may be. It's this, energy that we have. When our soul sees someone in need, it activates this compassion, and it starts flooding our heart, our high heart, our soul heart, and it wants to do something. So it floods the energy to do it. And then, like in this last part, all those things I mentioned, when we do those things, when we're able to act out into the physical realm, we have this flow of energy that flows out. And that's where it goes. It's like a garden hose, when you have it on and the water's flowing and you're watering, the hose stays nice and soft and everything's flowing, everything's going well, right? So when we're able to do something, that's different. But in those other situations where we feel out of control, where we feel helpless, that's when the nozzle's turned off, but the water's still full blast going through the hose. What happens to that hose? It starts to feel tighter and tighter and tighter. And that's what that ache is in our own heart, is when we feel this flow going and we want to help, but we're helpless. We don't feel like there's anything we can do in the physical realm. So the energy's just building up and it feels like it has nowhere to go. But luckily, there is something we can do. Even though we can't act out in the physical realm, we can still do things to help people. And what I'm about to just share with you is something you can try. And whether we are able to close our eyes and meditate, if we're able to get away and just really focus, that just brings more relief to us, because that's like letting out more and more of that water out of the hose, right? But if you're working around people and you can't sit there and, something keeps on building up in your mind, you can just do it with your eyes open. Just picture it up here like you're imagining something. But if you can, get quiet and get still, and just see the person or the situation, whatever it may be. See yourself full and even glowing with this love, with all this love energy. And then see it shoot out of you like a lightning bolt to the situation, or maybe it's a flow, a beautiful streamy flow of energy, or maybe it's a giant bulb, like an orb of energy that floats. Whatever works for you, whatever allows you to feel this release and see the energy leaving you and going to the person or the situation, whatever it may be, and then see it just encircle the entire person or situation, and allow the energy to do what it wants to do. Now, sometimes we might have people going, that person wouldn't accept any of this, especially if it's like a dictator of another country or something like that. But know that even if the human side, the human character that's involved, or characters, that you don't think they would accept it, just know that the actor behind the character always will. They're like behind them going, just send it, we'll use it. And they will allow them to use the energy for their highest experience. Sometimes people did choose to go through some difficult times, and they'll hold that energy, they'll hold it for a time until it's able to unfold, till it's able to use the energy in the way that it wants to. Because we want to learn things, and if it's like, well, I will use it to help him recover, but I want to go through this. So that's cool, and we allow that to happen. And what's great about all that too, though, is that it allows us to continually do that over and over again. It's like lather, rinse, repeat. Once you send the energy, you'll feel this wonderful calm come around, and you feel like, okay, I've done something. And it does work. It does help situations. And then if you hear about it or think about it again, and here comes the water pressure again, then you can just spray the nozzle at them again, just allow the energy to flow as much as you need to, as much as you want to. Just let it go, and just let it go, and just let it go. And that allows us to let go of the control. We put, their lives in the hands of their soul, knowing that they're always going to be having everything unfold for their highest. And we change. You will change after you allow this love to flow out. You'll see the situations. The situation will change. Our perception around everything will change. And then you won't feel that heartache so much because you realize when that heartache rises, there is something that you can do about it. So hopefully that helps with the situation there. Please let me know if you have any questions around that, or if you have a different way that you send love out and deal with that heartache when you're feeling helpless. We always love to learn from each other and hear everyone's perspective. So, pop those down there, pop any questions. And if you have any subjects that you would like to have answered for the future episodes, please put those down below as well. And if you have I don't want to really put those comments out there in the public, but you do want to communicate with me, you can send an email to me at bruddaZen@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you there as well. So thank you guys so much for all your attention to this. And just know that as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. So until we chat again, much love to you. You hang in there, and you take care.